Oh, hello, Internet. Your old beard buddy Jed Whitaker here in my wonderful Kirby shirt to answer your questions and give my impressions of Kirby Star Allies. So, a big shout out to our Nintendo Switch's Discord and my friends on Twitter for giving me some questions to answer as well as giving my impressions. So, quickly, my review is up on cgmagonline.com if you want to go read that. But as far as what I'm giving it an 8 out of 10, even though I think this is probably one of my least favorite Kirby games, and let me tell you why before you get upset, even though I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. It's very shallow. It took me 8 to 10 hours to 100% the game, or at least my save file says 100%. There's still content I have not done or unlocked, per se, which I'll get to in a minute. As far as the difficulty goes, very, very easy. Easiest Kirby game by far, and that is perhaps the biggest sin this game commits. Its level design's rather shallow. The bosses are kind of super duper easy, especially when you have 4 other characters attacking them, especially if they're player controlled characters. You just melt bosses with 2 characters. You get like 3 or more, you melt all the bosses, including in the post-game arena type mode that's here, which is not called arena for some reason, even though it's just the arena that we've seen in pretty much every Kirby game. Even on the hardest difficulty in the arena, it's just easy. Like, no part of this game is difficult whatsoever. So if you are the kind of person that's like, oh, I don't like Kirby games because they're so easy, this one is definitely not for you. This is definitely the easiest Kirby game, but it's great for like people that don't play a ton of video games, younger kids, you know, families, or just if you like cute games and you don't want to have to really struggle to do things. Here's one of the puzzles. You can see it gives you both abilities you need to do it, and it essentially just says this is the answer, and then you just do it. There's like no real thought to the process, which is kind of the whole game. You don't really have to think about it. You can just kind of chill out and play. It's a very pretty game, very colorful, runs at 30 frames a second, solid for the most part. There are some sections where if you have like multiple characters, especially combining abilities, like right now I have the sword with wind, especially if you have ice-based abilities, it seems to cause the frame rate to chug a little bit, but not enough to really impact gameplay. But it's worth mentioning, some of the menus do run at 60 frames a second, which is kind of strange to me that they would bother to do that when the main game runs at 30 frames a second, but that's neither here nor there. Boss-wise, you're going to see a lot of the bosses that you are used to seeing in Kirby games. Some of the new ones, not really all that exciting. 3 of them look very similar, but do attack differently at least. Post-game content and unlockables wise, you get those puzzle pieces I've been getting to unlock puzzles that show like pictures of other Kirby games or previous Kirby games. Then they play like a little music from that game. I don't know if it's concept art, but that's kind of what it looks like, but maybe not. Otherwise, you got secret levels you can find. Clearly, I just found the button to get one. You can see I have 207 lives after playing this game, and that's not with any grinding, just so you know. Post-game wise, there's a speedrun mode where you can play as any of the copy ability characters, the enemies that you can befriend. You can play that mode with 4 characters, and it does take you through all the worlds. There's 40 total levels. They don't take all that long to get through. In the speedrun mode, without even speedrunning, just playing with 2 friends and 1 AI co-op partner and just taking our time kind of to get through, took an hour and a half. That mode doesn't include, as far as I know, it doesn't include every single level, just a majority of them. And it is like each planet's levels back to back, including the bosses, without going to like an overworld or a ton of loading screens. There are these loading screens between like every section when you go in a door that take like a couple of seconds, as you've seen as I've been playing, or if you played the demo. Not too bad. Some people were complaining about them. I don't really have an issue with it. Yes, the other Kirby games just load instantly, and this one doesn't. Woohoo! Said the arena super easy with multiple people. The game's just super easy in general. It's still colorful, it's still fun, it's still Kirby. It may not be my favorite Kirby game. The level designs may not be up to par with, say, Kirby's Planet Robobot, but I still love the game a lot. it's still probably the best co-op experience on the Nintendo Switch because you can play every mode all the way through with 4 people. And what other game can you do that? The entire game. That said, $60 for 8 to 10 hours, you need to make that call. Content that I don't have, those puzzle pieces, I haven't completed all the speedrun modes or the arena with the different abilities, which is an option you have to use any of the abilities to do that. And I think that answers pretty much everything. Somebody asked me if Kirby turns into an egg. I don't know what that means. Oh. And my favorite new ability is Parade Kirby, which I like to call him Gay Parade Kirby because he has a rainbow peacock feather and like the parade helmet, and he just powers up everyone with a dance. And I love that, and I love Kirby. And this game's good, but it's shallow, short, and very easy. Yo, love you guys. Bye. Oh, and make sure to read my review. I'll link it in the description. Bye.